Gemini, September. Okay, Gemini, this is your lucky period. Remember that Jupiter moved into your sign on May 25th, and it's going to be there all year until June 9th, 2025. Okay, so Jupiter's at about 20 degrees Gemini mid-month. So if you're a Gemini, look at what degree sun, rising, or moon you are. But either which way, Jupiter's in your sign. Okay, Jupiter is considered the planet of luck, blessings, and expansion. Okay, so Jupiter is, I think, what's the word? Maleficent, I think. It's a positive thing to have Jupiter around. But you have to keep in mind that its shadow side, because everything's got one, and Jupiter's often portrayed as like not having one, but Jupiter makes things bigger. So if something's already going in one direction and you get Jupiter involved, it's going to expand it. Okay. So Gemini, you got to watch your words. You got to be careful, especially now that your ruling planet Mercury is back in the sign of Virgo. Okay, Virgo's the great analyzer. It's where Mercury does its best because it rules the sign Virgo, just like it rules you, Gemini. But I do believe that it's considered more even at its highest best in Virgo. Okay, so Mercury is how we communicate. It brings messages, right? And then we've got it in this analytical sign where it's functioning very highly. It wants to break things down and look at it. We're just coming out of a Mercury retrograde. So it's almost like analyzing all that happened through the Mercury retrograde. Now, when you've got Jupiter there, and we got things about communication, things can get big about communication. So let's let it be great big things like I'm a Gemini moon and recently got asked to have an article written about me. Great. Let that expand out. Let that be a big thing, right? Let it be big. That's where you want things to be big, right? But when we're talking about gossip or what we meant when we said something, that can become problematic. So we have to be aware of that. And I did a little pre-reading and it was kind of reinforcing that feeling that I was already getting. Here's a couple of your pre-reading cards here. We've got card number 15, Toxic Witches. I think this is the devil card traditionally. Be cautious of those who take more than they can give. Okay, so there's things about gossip. There's things about, I don't know, just like power struggles. Okay, so you do not want to be the toxic witch. Okay, and you want to be aware. We all do it sometimes, but we have to be aware of how hurtful it can be, and we don't need Jupiter to teach us that lesson. Okay, now your second card is Five of Voices, Five of Swords, change of communication, change of thinking, and I think that's like an olive branch. So there's like a almost like there's peace, a sign for peace between maybe two people fighting. Okay, and then we've got the Six of Cups. And I don't know, this just kind of, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh my goodness, you do not want to teach the future generation that this is how, especially women, talk about each other. Okay. We don't want to continue teaching that because these kids are going to pick that up. Even if it's nonverbal, they're going to feel it. Okay. So we have to be really careful. We don't want to teach old behaviors. It makes me think of, like, for some reason recently I've been watching like rerun episodes of the Golden Girls, and I don't know, maybe it's because I'm getting older. I don't know. It's just kind of comforting. But I noticed in the show that there is so much nasty talk between the women. They're like sex shaming Blanche and making fun of Rose's stupidity and the other one's gruffness, right? Like everybody's so sharp with their words, and like it being a hit TV show, that's kind of the norm that's set. Like, oh yeah, it's not a big deal to insult someone. And I don't know. I don't think that is a healthy thing to be teaching, right? That's like what I grew up with. That's the way it was. You made fun of people. right? So let's be aware of our words, I guess is what I'm saying, and stop making it be socially acceptable to trash talk others. Okay. And okay. So what else? Well, Gemini, you have a trine going on this month with Venus, right? And Venus rules relationships, especially relationships with women, which we see across the board here in the cards. But a trine is a positive aspect. So from August 29th to September 22nd, you got this beautiful, smooth flowing trine with Venus in its own sign of Libra, relationship sign. So this is a great time if you're single, Gemini, to meet people. If you're not single, this is just a great time to collaborate with others, to see, what options are out there for different things with business, friendship, right? There's a smooth compatibility in relationships. Now, you do have a square also with Saturn and Neptune in the sign of Pisces, okay? A mutable sign of Pisces squaring your mutable sign of Gemini. So Saturn, right? Hard work, long-term success, but like the hardship, the human experience to get there, okay? And so you've got this square with Saturn, so that's kind of like an intersection, right? And you're kind of hitting each other, and Saturn wants something from you, Gemini, and you need to make sure that your responsibilities are up to date, that you're keeping track of all that stuff. But then Neptune's there saying, hey, we need quiet time. We need to reflect, retreat, and think about things and process things. Okay. So there's this square. So make sure that you're paying attention to all of those themes. Okay. It's a great time for you to get out a pen and paper, Gemini. Now, what else? Oh, also, I was going to say that because Mercury, your ruling planet in Virgo, it's not only like, in the whole Virgo thing that I talked about, but it's conjunct the sun. It's right there with the sun. So any things that you may have been feeling or things you've been saying behind other people's backs, these things can be exposed. Okay. So be careful with your words. You know that your words are your wand, right? You can create wonderful things with your words, Gemini, so use it properly. Okay, let's see now. I'm going to pull a couple cards because this was my pre-reading, but I want to do a live reading for you. And I have a couple decks here that I'm working with. The beautiful Everyday Enchantment back there in yellow. I've got the Cozy Witch, and then the Muse Tarot by Chris Ann, a beautiful deck. And then for our Oracle, I've got the Solitary Witch. Amazing art. I love it so much. Okay, let's see what you need to know, Gemini, in this live reading. You got the 10 of Pentacles here. It says, having it all looks different to everyone. Lots of cats. Okay, and just having it all for her is really sitting there enjoying all of her little tribe there. So having it all looks different to everyone. 10 of Pentacles, 10 of Earth. This month, we're going to have a big Earth trine at the end of the month, okay? So we can get really solid moving into the new school year. Kind of has vibes of so much newness to it, right? Getting back into the home, back into the heart of our lives as we've been almost taking a break over the summer, right? Getting clear what brings us joy. What is it? Maybe it's just your cats. Now, got the Hanged Man here. This is a really cool version of the Hanged Man from the Everyday Enchantment Tarot. And this is Pisces energy. And we know that we have that square going on with Saturn in Pisces, with Neptune in its own sign of Pisces. Okay, so there's kind of like this, it's like he's living an alternative lifestyle. There's kind of a work of art here. He's making people slow down to look at it. And we already kind of know that Saturn in Pisces conjunct Neptune in Pisces is asking us to slow down, but not in a lazy way. It's almost, to me, feels like the quiet time that you have to take to feel your way through a project and envision. I don't know. That's how I work. I am a lot of Pisces though, but I like to step back, feel in my head. Like I spend a lot of time at my store in Connecticut in my mind, right? From home. I will relax, take some downtime, maybe take a bath or go in the hot tub and envision. I'll be in my space in my mind, just going through, feeling like what needs to change, where it could go, what could move where. Okay. And that might look to someone like I'm just sitting around, right? Or napping. But I'm envisioning and I'm making sure that I am present in what's going on there and that I have the creative power in my mind to try different things and see how the space will look in my mind. So that's what I'm feeling for you, is to really take that time to be in it, to be, and not everything having to be like hands on, right? Okay. Just as important, the creative time. Three of Voices, Three of Swords. Interesting version of it here in the Muse. And there's a lot of tears flowing. It's just solidifying what I'm saying about watching your words, right? Because they hurt and you know it. And you know when they're used against you, how painful that can be. So that is your live reading. Let's see where your oracle is over here. It says, the charging of her wand. Oh, that's so funny. I just said your words are your wand, which I think is like an old, it's not a book or something. Your word is your wand. Old book, I think. It's funny that it came out here, the charging of her wand. So she's charging it. So I think of charging like putting it on selenite, right? And wands is your magical power. So it's like almost like charging, clearing, and making sure you're using it properly. Interesting. I'm happy to see that card. All right. So let's see. We're going to go week by week here. I'm using these cute little golden Art Nouveau kind of medium-sized cards. I wouldn't call them, I guess they're minis. They just seem a little bit bigger than some of the mini decks, but maybe I'm wrong. All right. We're going to go week by week here. We're going to see what you need to know this month of September. Okay. We're going to go 4 weeks. Let's see what we got for week 1. You've got the 7 of Wands. Lots going on. Tending to a lot of things. Kind of on high alert here. 7 is your spiritual path. Let's see week 2. Ooh, the 2 of Cups shows up here. All right, we know you got this trine with Venus, so here's some compatible relationships here on week 2. Week 3, 4 of Swords. Looks like somebody's taking a nap. That's kind of like what I was saying, right? Envisioning. Might look like you're sleeping, but you're actually doing something very productive. Okay. Envisioning. Paving the way for what it is that you want to accomplish. Week 4, 2 of Swords. Another 2. This one's swords crossed, eyes covered over this 3 of Swords. Okay. So you have to be careful. Just be careful with your words and don't be afraid to say I'm sorry when you need to. Okay. All right. Now we're going to work with this calendar. I'm going to move this stuff over to the side. Let's move this back here. And we are going to use this calendar because a lot of people have been saying to me they miss the charms and the calendar. So we are going to do that, bring that back. All right. So let's see here. The calendar for September. I got a huge bowl of charms here. Check this thing out. All right. Let's see. We are going to give this a good stir. Drop some charms on this calendar. And we are going to roll some dice here. We're looking for power days for you, Gemini. All right. So I got some letters thrown around here. Let's see. W, D, Q, S, H, E, D, E. An R over here. We got an O and an S up here next to a fortune cookie. Let's see what the fortune cookie said. What does it say? It's so tiny. Never fear. The end of something marks the start of something new. Okay? Never fear. Okay, so with these letters, you can look for initials, we can look for words. I'm looking at where they fell. Let's see, I have the word seed, weed, SOS, her, and okay, let's see what else we got going on here. Got a little drum set up here on Tuesday, September 3rd. Looks like some fun energy. We have an angel here on the 12th, along with this like Mandela looking grid kind of thing on the 12th. Lots of energy on the 12th of September. Over to the side here, looks like a little fox, kind of close to the 14th. Then over here, looks like some great energy on Sunday, September 22nd. We've got a little moose and a big smiley face, okay? So I think moose are such interesting creatures. I didn't know till recently that they can swim. They can hold their breath and swim underwater. They're vegetarians, and they're quite a sight to see. All right, so the 22nd looks like a great day. Mark your calendar for that. On the 24th, we have a guitar. So we've had a little bit of music energy coming in here. The letter S on the 24th looks like this week of the 22nd has some really great energy. The word she, okay, the word shed. All right, and the 26th, you have the H. So piece of citrine that fell on the board right around the 20th. And we know that you have a lot of luck, and citrine is often used for abundance financially. So that's always a nice thing to see. The word took, Took. We've got a blue moon cap and the sun shining over on October 2nd. Okay, so that looks like a positive day for you too. I see the word deed also. And we know that there's a lot of earth energy. Okay, so there's a deed. So there could be, even for some of you, purchase of property or maybe your name going on a deed. All right, now let's see here. We rolled Jupiter, more Jupiter. Let's see, in the sign of Virgo, in the 5th house. Okay, so Jupiter, luck, blessings, expansion, largeness in the sign of Virgo, which we know Mercury's in Virgo right now. Virgo's all the analyzing, the details, the routines, habits, schedules. And 5th house is the house of fun and joy. So there's something here about, I don't know, kind of like finding joy. You know how like when you go back to school and you like have new clothes and you're excited about school for like the first 3 days, that's the kind of energy I see with Jupiter Virgo 5th. It's like have fun with your new notebooks, have fun with the routines that you said you were going to return back to in September. You are ready for it. Okay. Now, let me give you some dates outside of what I've already given you based on what we rolled here with Jupiter that rules the planet Sagittarius, or the sign Sagittarius, although I do think that it was the original ruler of Pisces also. But let's look and see Sagittarius. The moon will be in Sagittarius starting September 9th, 1:26 p.m. through the 10th and the 11th until about 10:30 at night. Okay, power days for you. We rolled Virgo, which we know we have the Virgo new moon happening on Monday the 2nd, but the moon actually moves into Virgo late in the evening on Sunday the 1st. So you have the 1st, 2nd, 3rd into till about lunchtime on the 4th. Power days for you. Now you also rolled Leo, which we know that right before, let's see, the moon will be in Leo at the end of August. So like the 30th, 31st, 1st, and then you go into the Virgo, the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So that's a good run for you. And let's see, does the moon go back into Leo in September? It does. It is the 26th, 6:47 p.m., 27th, 28th until early morning on the 29th. Okay. So Gemini, love you, Gemini. Have a wonderful month of September.